OP Gaming here with another video. Like I promised, every Monday I'm be doing some sort of game review. I'm reviewing the new game Halo 5 that just came out roughly a week ago on Tuesday, or 9 o'clock and 6 o'clock if you're in Hawaii on Monday. I'm going to break this down into kind of three different things: story mode, multiplayer, and requisitions. And I'm going to go try and do as much in depth as I can of each of the different game plays, and what this game's all about, and what they've changed, and try and give the best review I possibly can. I don't want to be too biased. I don't want to just hate on it like everyone else has so far. I'm trying to give the facts as much as I can and give you guys a good review. So anyways, so Halo 5 story mode, I'm just going to start off with saying, if you were watching all the commercials for it, it was nothing like the commercials had were trying to portray. There was no major issues with really Spartan Lock or Chief, so when you're playing there, you're always thinking, okay, I want let's fight. When do I fight Chief? When do I fight Chief? And there's one small fight scene with Chief, and it's not interactive or anything. It's just a cutscene that lasts about 45 seconds, and that's about it. And I thought the commercials kinda over commercialize this game. I guess you could say it's kind of false advertisement. The game from the commercials had nothing to do with actually what we got to see and play with the game. And one thing that really bugs me about Halo 5, and this is my personal opinion, is you play Master Chief for 3 missions. The game took me about 4 hours, 5 hours to finish. I finished it all in one day. And you play Chief 3 times, and you play Spartan Locke, somebody who we don't know about and really don't care about, for 85% of the game. And 3 of these 15 missions are just go and talk to people. So I kind of felt like we kind of got a little gypped out on the campaign. And at the end of the game, I don't want to spoil anything, but if you finish it on any mode except legendary, the cutscenes really, it leads you to the next one, Halo 6, but it wasn't really rewarding. Like, it kind of didn't fit in at all. And then if you did finish on legendary, and if you understand the whole Halo concept, it's spine chilling. But again, it kind of didn't fit in this game at all. And another thing that kind of bugs me is this game's called Halo 5. And it doesn't take place on a Halo at all. We did not see one Halo. It should be called Requisition or Guardian or something. It shouldn't be called Halo 5. It should be called like Spartan Assault 2 or something. Anyways, aside from the story mode and what we got aside from the commercial, I'm talking about kind of the gameplay itself. One thing that a lot of people are up in a tizzy about that I personally don't care. I don't play with anybody. Nobody lives really with me, so I personally did not give 2 shits about. But they took out split screen, which then again is kind of a basic thing you really should put in a game, just because maybe the mom or dad said, okay, you guys can play the game. You think, okay, let's just do legendary or something together, but you can't do that. They don't have a split screen mode, which is kind of jippy. I don't know if they were trying to not waste as much time. I don't think it could really. I mean, this game should be a split screen game because you're in a squad, so it makes absolutely no sense why they didn't incorporate a split screen into the campaign. I think as well as the multiplayer. I think that was kind of boo-boo. Maybe in a patch or something they should release it, even though I've been reading they won't. Aside from that, mechanics of the game, perfect. I think they could have really done. They really hit it off with this one. They took out all the stupid like power-ups like shield, jetpacks, all those stupid things they added in Reach and kept in 4. They took all that out. They stripped it down. The only thing they added was aiming down the sights, which people are going to complain about because you know, people are saying, oh, that's Call of Duty or something, but as long as you just kind of give that up and stop being a stubborn Halo fan, because Halo's really needed an ADS system for a long time, and they finally incorporated an ADS that actually works quite well, and it, you know, if you take damage, it takes you out. So I mean that's perfect. They also gave you a jetpack. Not sorry, even though I said they take out jetpacks, jet boost, a Spartan charge, and a jump, jump down strike, which are really basic. It's not they don't do any more damage. It's just kind of cool, and I think it was a good idea. Other than that, you know, graphics are great. Cutscenes are fantastic. I love the 60 frames per second, and I think Destiny. I think 343 definitely did a better job on Destiny in the story mode, at least. But one thing that is pissing a lot of people off is these microtransactions called requisitions, and so what they are is you can either use your experience or purchase with real money to buy these requisition packs. And in these packs, if you get the gold pack, you know, it guarantees you 2 pieces of customizable stuff, blah, 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 blah. Anywho, I mean, it pisses a lot of people off because they already bought a $60, $70 game, and now you're trying to sell them more just to play the multiplayer correctly. In my opinion, you know, it's cool. I think they should modify the system to not. I think the gear should be unlockable by achievements and what you do in the game. And these thing, extraneous stuff like certification of destruction or something, you know, stuff like that. They should modify that, and that's what you get in rewards. Because some noob who buys a pack could get this cool freaking hammerhead helmet, where someone who's like level 50 or whatever doesn't even have it. So there's no judging of skill by a person's gear, and a lot of people like that because, you know, it shows someone's experience. And I agree, I kind of like that. I'm not the biggest fan of the requisition thing because most of the requisitions help you in Warzone, and in my opinion, I don't like Warzone, but I'll get that later. The thing that I don't like is the fact that you can get the gear out of a pack, but me personally, I don't mind the microtransaction because I know a lot of people are going to say, well, it's just the start of something. Well, if 343 keeps just this system and maybe modifies a little bit, it's just going to be fine. I mean, if they start adding more and more and more microtransactions, yeah, something's wrong. But you don't have to use the money. I know people are going to say, well, stop sucking 343's dick. Well, I'm not. It's really not that big of a deal, and as long as this system either stays the same or goes away, the game will be fine. If they start adding more, then there's something wrong. And as this microtransaction system is much better and not as ridiculous as the one in Destiny where it's like $15 just to get a point or commit suicide emote, it actually modifies your gear and makes you look cool. But I personally like unlocking gear from doing stuff in-game instead of just opening up a Yu-Gi-Oh card pack, but that's just me. I mean, they also have the Warzone bundle thing that's like $25, but I didn't purchase it because I don't really care about all the extra shit that they gave you. Map packs are free, which, you know, if you don't spend the money on the freaking Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you're getting free map packs. So I don't get why everyone's complaining. I mean, I get it, but I think it's kind of ridiculous. And this stuff helps you in Warzone and Arena, which, in my opinion, Warzone and Arena really, they did I would say, a decently good job on it. Off the bat, what I'm kind of upset about, but not, I mean, it doesn't bug me too much, because I've never been a diehard Halo guy. I'm not going to lie. I've never sweat blood, or, you know, with the whole term blood, sweat, and tears over Halo. But, you know, I've played each one of them. I've had the Halo Master Chief Collection, and I played them all. I've played them all on the original Xbox, so on and so forth. And what so far I don't like about the multiplayer is they took out some modes, like, you know, just big team player and all those. And they've you know, they have the, you know, your select 5, which is like Breakout, Slayer, Free for All, and SWAT, which I can't tell you off the top of my head, but I think SWAT and Breakout are new, not 100% sure. But Breakout is this one, it's kind of, it has a neutral flag, and it, you die, and once you die, you're out for the round. And the one thing I don't like about it is, to me, it seems like 343 is really lazy on it. And it's one map with three or four different variations of the map. So I think they're slightly lazy on that. But mechanics wise of online, what I really like what they did with it is they took out all, like I mentioned earlier, all the bullshit like jetpacks, shields, freaking healing abilities or whatever they added in Reach and ODST. I think they added and kept in Halo 4. They took all that out. They stripped it down. There's no, there's still the overshields that you can still pick up, the invisibilities, but there's none of that jetpacks and all the bullshit they added in the previous games. They took all that out. But they did add is aim down the sights, which I mentioned earlier, Spartan Charge, and I'm going to call it Spartan Smash, kind of like Hulk Smash, and which I mentioned earlier. And in the multiplayer setting, I think really should be modified or fixed because it seems to never work correctly. I know people like was. I'm going to refer this to Call of Duty for a little bit. But when you use your knife, it would lock you on if you're close enough, which would get annoying, but it made sense. Here, you could be going to do a Spartan charge, and you're right next to somebody, and they sneeze and move the remote over 2 inches, and you launch in the middle of a firefight and get killed. There's no sort of locking system, and in my opinion, it needs to be modified or fixed. So that'd be my only really complaint with the multiplayer, well, at least on Arena. I personally cannot stand Warzone. It's usually one-sided. I don't really want to give too much thought into it because it's a great system, great game, but I think just for me, I think it's too much going on, and it could just be me being a noob. But usually the games are one-sided. I've rarely had a close game, and I think they should have incorporated a ranking system into Warzone. But all in all, it's kind of cool. You're killing AIs, you're killing enemies, and you have to command bases, complete objectives, and kill enemies while you're at it. And it's definitely intense. Allow 30 minutes to complete a match, which is really cool. But in my opinion, I'd rather play something else than the Warzone. But that's just me. In a nutshell, the Warzone is actually a really cool thing they added. So they did a good job with that. And pretty much with character customization, everything seems to be good. I kind of like it, except how everything's derived from requisition packs. But unless requisitions are fixed, there's not much you can do to character customization. But the way you can customize and all the different variations of customizing is incredible. And there's like, it's going to take you like 600 hours just to unlock all the customizations. Not even the shaders or the weapon skins, just your armor and helmet. And it's crazy. You have to invest a lot of time in the game, and most of it's RGN, but I think unless they remodify the requisition packs, the character customization is good as it's going to get, and I like it. I have nothing to complain about it too much. Anyways, all in all, this game, a lot of people are saying it's a step up from Halo 4, but a step back from the original trilogy, and I would have to disagree with that. It seems like I've been complaining about the entire thing, but I think the story mode, yes, was lacking. I think the requisitions, microtransactions was slightly nonsense, and I think the multiplayer, they really didn't modify too much about it. I think they hit that one off good. All the features they added, ADS, all that good stuff, I think it's perfect. I don't think they should remove that at all. I don't care what people say. And all in all, I think this game is actually really good. I'm excited to get to Halo 6. I'm definitely going to get that. Would I say this is a console buying game? No, not really. But Halo 4 wasn't. This is definitely a step up from Halo 4. And I personally think this is better than Halo 3 or ODST and Reach. This rivals 1 and 2 in my opinion. 1 and 2 had better story mode, but overall graphics and just everything working, I think this will take that in the court. I think this rivals Bungie's original, And I think 343 is finally kind of getting it. This is their only second game by they took on a legend, and they're trying to run with it. And I think they did a good job. They're going to have some growing pains. If someone else bought World of Warcraft, it wasn't Blizzard, and it was someone else, I think they'd have some growing pains. But I think 343 has definitely done a good job of taking that on. So if you have an Xbox One and want to buy this game, I definitely say it's definitely a good game to buy. If you have like a PS4 and you're thinking, oh, should I get this? I wouldn't say this is a console getting game, but it's a good game. It's one of the best games to be launched on the Xbox One so far, but it's not one I would specifically buy an Xbox One for. Some things they need to fix is split screen. I personally wouldn't use it, but I see why, and I don't get why they wouldn't put split screen in. And the requisitions, I think they should modify it or take it out completely. Because, we're not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And I don't want these one-time cards. So, all in all, good game. If I were to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it 8.5. Definitely a good game, and I would buy it again if I were you guys. So, anyways, if you like my review, think it's good enough, give me a giant thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, and I'll have another review on Monday of next week. And Fallout will be coming soon, so stay tuned. Fallout 4 will have a review in 2-3 weeks. So anyways, stay tuned and subscribe. Giant thumbs up.